Hi, folks. Welcome to another 10 Talk. My name is Nancy Latham. I'm from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. I'm excited to have Jennifer Leban joining again today with another great technology tip. Jennifer's given us a lot, so if you haven't had a chance, go back and look at those. Jennifer is a visual arts and technology teacher at the middle level and about to become an elementary media library specialist, so making a switch there. Jennifer was also a finalist for 2020 Illinois Teacher of the Year. And Jennifer's going to talk now about Jamboard. And Jamboard's kind of a virtual whiteboard slash bulletin board. Jennifer, you know, I've played a little bit, not well, with Padlet. And I know this is kind of a version of that, except much more integrated, maybe easier for teachers to integrate with their Google.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And even like more features, even, I dare say. So I'm going to talk to you about Jamboard today, and I want to start with just addressing that there's sometimes a little bit of confusion regarding Jamboard, because a lot of people hear it and they go, well, I don't have a Jamboard, because there is a physical device called a Google Jamboard. It's a little pricey. I was fortunate. I actually have one. I got one with a grant that I wrote, and it is amazing, but I'm not talking about the physical device today. I'm talking about the web interface of Jamboard, which is free and available to everybody. So that's where I think this is really like transformative and powerful. So in addition to the web-based Jamboard, there is an Android app like for Chrome, and there is an iOS app. And each version of Jamboard has slightly different features to it. So I just want to clarify that the one I'm showing you today is the web-based one that you go to just by typing in the URL. So I'm going to show you that and show you what that can do, because I think it's so powerful and so helpful, especially in the time of remote learning.
Oh, great.
So we're going to share our screen and open up. Here we go. So jamboard.google.com. That's our website that you go to. And you will not see all of this crazy stuff when you first get here, because this is my Jamboard files. So it's kind of like when you go to your Google Drive. It will auto-save your jams to this jamboard.google.com dashboard. And here's what's interesting. It also saves to your Google Drive and syncs with your Google Drive. So if I'm in Google Drive and I want to find the jam called This Is My Jam, I can just search and find that in my Google Drive. So to create a new jam, you just click on this little plus in the corner and wait for that to fire up, and you get a screen that looks like this. Now, this looks a lot like maybe Google Slides or Google Draw or even a Google Doc. In the fact that in the corner here, you see it says share, I can click on that, and just like any other Google file, I can share this with other people. I can change it to anyone with the link, and we can all collaborate at the exact same time, live. You could, of course, use this in a more asynchronous way as well and have people access it at different times. But the fact is that everybody has editing rights then, and everybody can come in and add to this. Think of this as just a big blank whiteboard. So for brainstorming or graphic organizers, or I've used this actually for students to respond to like a prompt that I've given them. So big blank whiteboard. We have some basic tools. Yeah.
You can use it. You can share the link with them, and they can all join in, or you can add them. Yeah. It was both ways, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I can also put this in Google Classroom and push it out so that each student has their own copy of it. So it works just like any other Google Drive file. That's what's pretty amazing about it. These are the different tools. So we have a traditional pen tool that we have like different like widths and features and stuff. So this is more like a highlighter pen. This is our paintbrush tool. So again, a little different, a little watercolory, or a traditional pen that's just kind of writing like that. Now, right now I'm with a mouse and my mouse pad, so I have limited control. But on a touchscreen Chromebook, this is a sheet of paper and you can write on it just like anything else. I can also click on this sticky note and I can type in my responses. I can change the colors and I can hit save. And then that shows up, click off of that, here on my board, and I can move it around. So this is where it looks kind of like Padlet, because I can actually put like a sticky note in. I can rotate it. I can make it bigger or smaller. I can go in and edit it. I can duplicate it because I want multiples. I want to delete it, you know. So you can do lots of stuff just with this. Think about like if you preset a Jamboard, you could use this as like a drag and drop or a sorting exercise. So you can actually preset your Jamboards before you share it, or you can just have this blank white space for students to like collaborate and brainstorm on. You can use Jamboard for sketchnoting. There is an eraser tool, so I can go in and erase stuff. There is my arrow or my selection tool. I don't think I can select those, not in there. There is an image tool, so I can insert an image. Let's go to Google image search and let's search up panda. And we're gonna go into Google search and we're gonna insert that picture of a panda because, I don't know, they're adorable. And I put that in. And maybe this is my brainstorming. You can see my writing on top of there. So I could choose to go in and erase it if I want. Students can now do things like maybe create some sort of a web with different facts and kind of put those around there. And they can collaborate on maybe like research or something. You can also use, this is our little like pointer tool. So you can like annotate, but then it like goes away. So if you're trying to call attention to, you know, see this part here, and then that goes away. So it's kind of neat, like little present-y tool. The other thing about Jamboard is that you can have multiple frames, kind of like in Google Slides. So what this does is it basically takes you to a clean page in your Jam. You could have one Jamboard with a separate page for each student, or you could have completely different Jamboard file for each student. So your organizational options are very versatile depending on what you need. The other cool thing is, oh, it's not there. It's there on my board. Your screens, you can change the background and you can make it lined. So if you want to use that for organizational, or you can go in and do like a dot grid, or if you want to do different contrast and turn that black and then use the white pen to draw on it. You know, you can change things around. So you have a lot of options here in your background tools. This one's kind of nice, the gray grid. So think about the possibilities for that with like math class when you're trying to graph things out, like the fact that that's on there. This could be a really great way for students to kind of demonstrate their learning and draw. And then if you combined this with, imagine with like a screencasting tool for them to explain their, you know, to work and explain their learning, it's pretty amazing. So that is the really short and sweet demonstration of the Jamboard website version. In the app versions, they have slightly different features. One of the features I have on my actual board is a tool called Auto Draw, where Google uses the like AI technology to try to sense what it is you're trying to draw, and then it suggests like little icons of the things that you can then select, and it'll turn it into that. Now that doesn't exist on the web version, but Google's always updating stuff. Like one of the newest things with Jamboard is supposedly soon it's coming to integrate with Google Meet. So imagine like having a virtual class and talking to your students and having like, oh, let's talk about that. And then like, bink, creating a Jamboard in your classes, all of a sudden like everybody in that meeting is now on there. Like that's just so cool. Like I just love how everything talks to everything else, and just how stuff's constantly getting upgraded. That's why I teach tech. I love that it constantly changes.
So this would not work. Would Jamboard work, and you could use the whiteboard feature, would it work as well on an iPad with an iPen, with an Apple Pen? Or would it really be better on a Chromebook?
No, I love all the tech, so I have to have all the tools in the toys. So on my iPad, I download the Jamboard app, and I can access, you know, you're on the web, I can access your Jam if you share it with me. The difference is I'm going to have different features, like I can use my Apple Pencil and I can write right on it that way. I'm going to get better control than you are, but
right, yeah.
But yes, absolutely. In fact, that was one of my favorite things to do in class, is I would open a Jam on my iPad and then it would be up on my board. So I could actually be walking around the room writing, and then it's like up on my big screen. So that was kind of cool.
That would save to my Google Drive. So then I could record over it. Like, you know how you see people, you see so many things where people are doing the whiteboard and there's this handwriting, you know, you know, that I wondered how they were doing. I kept trying to figure out how they were having such control with that, you know, with the mouse. So that explains it. I was like, okay, so you actually kind of, it's a two-step thing, but you can do it.
Yeah, I actually have a fun trick for if you're trying to get better control. Like say you have a Chromebook and you don't have touch screens, but you have the little touch pad that's like super annoying to try to like draw and click on. I learned a trick where if you use both hands and you click down on your mouse, the little touch pad with one finger, and then you use your other finger to do your drawing, you get like way more control. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Click and hold with the one finger, draw with the other, and it's like, oh, it was mind blowing. I was
but
like,
even for students, that's a great tip. When we're
oh
asking
yeah,
to use this technology, get those little tips. Well, Jennifer, thank you. This has been great. We will
thank
have
you.
the links to that, to Jamboard and all of that as well that Jennifer's talked about. And as I said, check out that top 10 list and check out her other videos. And we're going to link to some of your YouTube videos because you were just a wealth of information. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.